Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, we are about to head out and get rid of that dragon. Which means we'll have to take Greybor with us. And we need Uljif, we need Thunfix, and we need Darren. Now, make no mistake, this is going to be a very hard fight. So, yeah. We're going out to Grimwood. I should also probably level up Greybor's mythic levels. Want to have defensive study. We want to have 2-weapon fighting, mythic. And we want to have ever ready. Okay, now let's just continue. Greybor is not... sorry about that. Greybor is not the type of character that I will usually be using in my party. Go here and then we'll camp and rest because I do not want to encounter that dragon randomly. Lan and Greybor, you can do the night shifts.
Tell me, Woljif, what's the word on the street in Canabras about why Charisme Valensis was named head of the Thieflings?
Word is that she got the job because Brother One Horn had himself a little accident. Hang on a sec.
Okay. All the things you learn from these random night banterings. I'm pretty sure we're going to be attacked by the dragon again, so that was a very fortuitous rest we took there. Yep. The flesh of a true believer. The flesh of a true believer is so... is especially delicious. What a pity they have become so rare, even among the crusaders. Seems to be a red dragon.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
It says that she's a level 5 chaotic evil dragon. But it's very definitely a red dragon icon here, and she does have fire attack. Then again, there are several other dragon types who also have the same.
You won't survive me.
Great, everyone was affected by the breath attack. Siphon time, please.
This spell doesn't work like that.
Arg. He's in for a world of hurt. I'd like you to move up there.
Attack!
Darren, can you move up there?
Out of my sight!
Greybor, you'll just have to attack. No idea about his abilities, but I don't think there's anything specific about them, to be honest.
Simply business.
At least he does hit, which is something.
Endure this!
Frightening presence thing is kind of annoying. Doing this without buffs is not ideal. Let's exsanguinate her. Maybe that'll make her leave. Fanfix is running all around the place.
I will see to your demise.
So is Greybor.
Make every strike count.
Now she leaves, that's good. What troublesome prey. You're hardly worth it. I'll kill you another time, when you have a little more meat on your bones. Ugh.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Okay, Skelly Boy.
Missed me already.
Critical and critical. That should hopefully be enough.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
Who did I put that on? Myself? I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that's enough. Thankfully, we will be allowed to buff up before this fight. I don't want to fight anything right now. I'm after a dragon.
I'll go ahead.
Let's take a look around and find a suitable place for an ambush. Yeah, fat lot of good you did us, Greybor. Running away at the first dangerous ability she used. Okay, we've scouted out the entire area.
Follow my lead.
Greybor meticulously scans the surrounding area and appears pleased with the results. The talon-like hooks from several collapsible spikes protrude from his pack. The dwarf produces a small, tightly wrapped bundle from his pocket, and its pungent smell fills your nostrils. Come over here. This is where we'll set up an ambush for the dragon. Let's light as many fires as we can, so she thinks there's a whole caravan staying here overnight. You can be sure she won't resist such easy prey. What is that stench? It's frog's eye, some herb from Magnimar used as seasoning by the Varisians. I'm not sure they can even eat anything without it. The heat of the fire will cause the smell to rise up in the air, where the wind will carry it far and wide. The dragon will surely catch our scent and take interest. Dragons have a heightened sense of smell, and their sense of taste is even more discerning. The beast won't be able to resist the chance to try some strange new kind of meat. How do you plan to lure the dragon here? We will act like a group of careless foragers, ordinary hunters looking for wild game to provision the crusader army. Let's go out hunting, and then we'll hang the carcasses up on hooks to clean and gut them. When the dragon catches the scent of blood and sees the fires, she'll think we are inexperienced nobodies. After all, no skilled hunting party would draw so much attention to themselves. Easy prey, you see? Then, when she swoops down upon us, we'll pounce on her instead. Let's do that. because I want a quick save, just in case we don't get the option to buff. Let's get started. The dwarf nods his approval. He's calm and composed as he readies himself for battle, but his eyes shine with excitement. This is going to be a fine ambush. I can see her, Commander. Get ready to fight. Sound the alarm. Cooking your dinner beforehand. Okay, so we did get the option to buff. Now I did install the buff mod. The one that I'm using is some bubble buffs, which is a very simplified way of doing it, where you can, for instance, I can find say vampiric blade, and I can pick myself. I have no idea how this works. Let's try setting up a couple of them. I don't know exactly how this works, as I mentioned, so... But I do know that I'm not going to use... all kinds of buffs. Only the ones that last for a while. How long does this last? 1 round per level? I don't want to bother with the 1 round per level spells. You can also set it up to use the powerful change things, an Arcanist. Where is animal growth? And these are only the spells that we have available to us. Magic Fang. Okay, so we have 19 buffs. There are a couple more I want though. False Life, where are you? I thought that was all the way up here. Apparently not. Deny Death is nice. There we go. Bone Shield on him. And False Grace, that's what it's called. I also think Angelic Aspect is 1 minute per level, but that is for more specialized battles. Like this one. Okay, now apparently what I can do is click this. And it seems to have cast all the spells all at once. Well, I'm not going to complain about that, but it's maybe a little bit overpowered.
You know what you're doing.
Are we in trouble yet?
Good.
Something wrong?
We should prepare.
Resist fire communal
I
would be a
welcome
good
your
idea
company.
here.
Focus on the goal.
Ready to serve.
Meditate on your mistakes. Might make you feel better.
My tail is restless.
Everyone counts on me.
Smile. The
Did
world's
use the
not
spell
ending
slot, so
just
that's
yet.
at least something. I forgot to put bless into it. Quick save, and head on toward the dragon.
Our victory is certain.
Try to pierce through the scales. If the wound is deep enough, we'll be able to use the trail of blood to track her down.
Cover me, all right?
Would be nice to have someone who could cast haste.
Precision and grace.
What an intriguing smell you have, little hunters. Has no one warned you that there's a hungry dragon roaming around these here parts? Perfect. Of course, she saves, but that's not something that I was completely unprepared for.
You've crossed the wrong mark.
Are you trying to ambush me, you pathetic parasites? You brought this upon yourselves. I'm pretty sure she's immune to fire. Yep.
Aim carefully.
Ow.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
It's your time to cease to exist.
I'll make short work of this.
You will regret this. I will remember you and we will meet again. I promise. Well done. The wound is deep, so she'll lose a lot of blood. After her. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do here. It's basically just tracking her down. We need to go to the Bloody Trail, which I think is far away from here. The ground is covered in fresh dragon blood and deep claw marks. The winged silhouette soars high up into the night sky and heads east, doubtless toward her lair. The assassin gives the commander a thumbs up and throws his pack over his shoulder. The ambush was a success. Serious loss of blood, though not fatal, causes the dragon's heart to compensate by contracting more rapidly in order to oxygenate the muscles. This makes it more difficult for her to breathe and weakens her wing capacity. The lack of oxygen then leads to convulsive seizures that force the dragon to descend for short rests. It takes her the entire night to travel the distance she could normally cover in a few hours. Yeah, it's all the way over there. We are going to have to rest before we go down there. Bah.
You won't survive me.
You're in my way.
-5 strength. Very
Out of my
nice.
sight.
Endure this!
Aru seems like a better archer than Lan, much to my surprise.
You had your chance.
Would you just die? Not Greybor. Well, I missed. And I cast the wrong spell, so that's fine.
I will see to your demise.
Distract them for me.
Forwards!
Make every strike count.
Simply business.
And done.
As it should be.
The fact that we are fatigued doesn't make it easier to sneak past enemies. We've finished the relic, so before we strike camp, we should probably do this. The fate of the attractive impulse. An ancient gemstone called the Attractive Impulse holds tremendous magical power. By placing it on his gear, the commander will have its power at his disposal. I think that was the meta magic rod that I wanted. This probably requires yeah, this is an intermediate step. I think this... Not sure. Does that immediately give us the meta magic rod? I don't know here. Okay, so decrees, we have the fate of the faultless daybreak, we have the fate of the dirty squealer, we have the fate of the voracious jumble, and we have the bell of mercy. Very nice, that one. That is a very good thing. 1 armor class against demon units all over the military. 12 days. I suppose we should strengthen the diplomatic connections. That's that out of the way. The bloody traders up there. We are definitely going to strike camp here. Let's choose a different recipe. This one is nice. Not too convinced with that one. Monster Casserole. Sounds lovely. Of course Social wants... Like, why is Social the one who wants the most difficult one to have, while Darren has a... or make, while Darren has a more simple recipe? I think we'll go with fish on a stick, because while it is Regiel's favourite dish, I'm not that worried about that. It's the fact that we can go 4 more hours without becoming fatigued.
The demons just seem to keep coming and coming recently, like there's no end to them. If things keep going this way, the Queen will have to gift me a tract of land, because there won't be enough gold in the country's coffers to pay for my services rendered.
Are you saying that she is one of your contractors? In that case, interesting. Dark splotches of dried blood are visible on the ground. Its foul, pungent scent awakens the predatory instinct of the hunt. Everything nearby is splattered in blood, as if a battle took place here, or someone slaughtered a herd of goats. Yet this blood belongs to neither human nor goat. Its sulphurous odor indicates that this is the blood of a rare fire-breathing dragon. Injured and exhausted, the fleeing dragon stopped here to rest. The commander decides to personally examine the trail to impress the assassin. Which we failed. Yeah, because I asked the assassin for advice. The dwarf points confidently to the south. The dragon's lair is hidden somewhere among the mountain gorges. Artisan's Tower has been revealed. The commander and his followers are traversing the mountains, trying to track down the female woundworm that has lately been wreaking havoc around Dresden. The dwarf leading the party approaches the edge of the cliff and points down to the ruins of a tower, built upon the rock 300 feet below. Its very existence raises a number of questions. Who would dare to build a tower here, so close to the demons? Why would they erect it here, at the bottom of a canyon? An expert analysis of the tower's structure provides the answers. Numerous features in its design indicate that the building dates back to the golden age of the Aslanti Empire. It is several times older than the Worldwound and was originally constructed on top of a mountain, before the cataclysm changed everything. The tectonic plates shifted, causing the tower to sink to the bottom of a newly formed canyon, and the mountains rose up around it like the jaws of a predator, ready to snap shut and bury it beneath the rock forever. That is a very, very, very solidly constructed tower. I mean, seriously. That's masterful engineering on a level that I don't think we humans are capable of doing that at all. And it doesn't say anything about magic being involved in this. The ancient ruins have been abandoned for ages, barely visible amidst the steep cliffs. The tower would have remained hidden had the commander's party not discovered it by following the trail of blood. The dwarf signals that it is time to descend. The alpine path leading to the tower soon splits into two directions. On the left is a rocky ledge, dangerously narrow and visibly unstable. On the right is a broad path covered in overgrown brambles and thickets. There are many poisonous plants in these mountains, some of which are so dangerous that merely touching them can lead to numerous adverse reactions. These include, but are not limited to, migraines, disorientation, vomiting, hearing and vision loss, paralysis and even death. The commander assesses the risks and chooses the steep and dangerous path to the left, I think. Now we'll go to the right. The commander decides to take the path to the right, which leads through thick foliage and overgrown bushes. It is most likely full of dangerous vegetation and possibly even carnivorous plants. These plants are difficult to distinguish from their less hazardous counterparts, and only a skilled botanist or a wild animal native to the area might know which specimens pose no threat to humans, and which ones must be avoided at all costs. The commander orders the most knowledgeable member of the party to lead the way. They will be able to recognize the poisonous plants and warn the others. Never mind the fact that Lan has never been above surface until today, or until a month ago or 2 months ago or something. But let's not get that come in the way of game logic. Lan's extensive botanical knowledge allows the party to get past the poisonous bushes without touching the blood-sucking vines that obstruct the path. The path then comes to an abrupt end. A recent rock slide has destroyed this section of the trail, leaving behind only a few footholds for those brave enough to attempt the crossing. The commander's allies hastily tie themselves together with a rope, hoping to prevent a fall if anyone loses their footing. The dwarf silently indicates his mountaineering equipment. If they choose to climb down the mountain cliff, they will be able to get back onto the path and avoid the dangers ahead. The commander orders the most agile of his companions to carefully lead the party down the slope, using the ledges as footholds. And we failed that. Crap. It is unwise to trust the stability of fallen rock. It is no longer solid stone, and the slightest movement can cause it to collapse. Woldriff leads the party across the increasingly precarious ledge when suddenly there is the sharp crack of splintering rocks. Woldriff falls like a stone toward the tower ruins below. His allies reaches out to catch him. And succeed. Woldriff clings to his allies, pulling them with him as he plummets through the air. The safety rope grows taut as each member of the party is dragged over the precipice, one after another. Amidst a cacophony of shouts and muffled screams, the commander and his followers hit the ground with a resounding thud. Luckily, the ledge was not high enough for the fall to be fatal, but they cover the rocks around them with spattered blood and torn bits of clothing as they tumble towards the dragon's lair. The dwarf leading the party tries desperately to slow his descent with a small axe and curses furiously, punctuating his numerous obscenities with occasional prayers to Norgorber. I'm not going to reload for that. I think we can just heal up, but actually we are going to reload for that. Let me just get back to that point. There we go. Mobility check succeeded. The commander and the companions descend lower and lower, leaping from one ledge to another. Thanks to his combat expertise and presence of mind, Woldriff does not panic or make a single mistake. He skillfully leads his followers across the treacherous terrain, and eventually they reach a secure rock ledge. With a cry of warning, the dwarf points to the sky. Giant birds of prey circle ominously overhead. Their beak morphology indicates their carnivorous nature, and their large size suggests they consider the commander and his companions to be prospective prey. It is common for them to fling their quarry against the cliffs and then feed on the carcasses. With ear-piercing shrieks, they swoop into formation and dive down to attack. The commander gives the order to scare off the birds. Lan pulls out a knife and runs the blade over the stones. The metal makes a grating sound and the birds fly away in fright. It is the same sound that their sworn enemies, mountain cats, make when they sharpen their hard claws on the rocks. The party overcomes every obstacle and finally descends to the ruined tower. The mountain has been conquered and no one has fallen victim to its treachery. Now, they secretly approach the unsuspecting dragon, stealthily making their way through the surrounding rocks. After leading them to the tower, the dwarf gives his newfound allies a nod of respect and signals for caution. Had we been put in this place here, I would not have minded the previous incident. But due to...
Everyone counts on me.
Let's try to get as close as we can to the dragon without making any noise. Then we'll take it by surprise. Greybor whispers approvingly. We've crept up on the toothy old lizard without her noticing us. It is a pleasure to work with real professionals. Let's get a little closer so we can attack when she least expects it. The dragon looms over an old elf, her vicious teeth bared in an angry snarl. You recognize his face. He's called the Storyteller. I know you're in league with those little parasites who wounded me. They sent you to spy on me. They thought I wouldn't crave the crunch of your old bones. Ha! They were wrong. I've always had a special liking for the taste of elven flesh. But I do love to play with my food. What can you offer me in exchange for your pathetic life? Perhaps I won't kill you if you manage to impress me. The Storyteller is as pale as a ghost, but he stands strong and doesn't lose his nerve, though his voice trembles slightly as he speaks. A story. Stories are all I have, but some of them are priceless, more valuable than any treasure. This I can offer you in payment. Let's stay quiet and wait for the right moment to attack. I have a peculiar item on me. Its previous owner was quite sinister, so I think you'll appreciate this story. The storyteller produces a small bundle from his bag and opens it to reveal a golden signet ring. As he holds it up in his shaking hands, the old man's voice suddenly changes. His tone grows shrill and angry, taking on an exaggerated quality as if doing a mocking imitation of someone else. Everything in this throne room is so cheap and vulgar. Jamandi Aldori knows nothing about luxury. Another sorry provincial excuse for an aristocrat. And yet I must still bow my head and smile politely at these sword-wagging half-wits. These poor souls have never known anything more luxurious in their life than this rural parody of a palace. I must convince them that I am at their mercy. Soon they will all beg me for mercy. But I'll see that they're given none, or my name isn't Tartuccio. Yet another Kingmaker reference. And look at these foolish idiots who want to become a baron. What a parade of louts. A whining, bumbling boor, more beard than face, who drones on and on. An insolent, unwashed wench carrying around a dull gardening tool as her weapon of choice. An undead sadist carrying an endless amount of emotional baggage from her childhood. She's actually alright, to be fair. But as for the infuriating halfling who never shuts up... How I long to take that little journal of hers and shove it into her blabbering mouth so she'll choke on it and be quiet. A worthless creature who clings like a limpet to someone far more important. My greatest rival, a dark horse. Well, consider this entire performance dedicated to you. The old elf is out of breath and his diminishing voice becomes harder to discern. Let's continue to wait for the right moment. This night will be long and bloody. The mercenaries will storm the palace and kill this useless rabble, hopefully starting with all my rivals. But they won't touch me, for I possess a token of immunity. A ring with King Irovetti's personal coat of arms. After all, it is I who must lead the expedition into the Stolen Lands. Not for stupid titles or glory, oh no. Ha! Imagine becoming that fool, Jamandi's bootlicker until the end of your life. No, my precious witless little soldiers will procure something a lot more valuable than a barony in the middle of nowhere. Something precious is hidden in the Stolen Lands. A wooden sword created by someone who was truly powerful. Nothing like the pathetic scraps of metal worn by these pompous Aldori simpletons. No, it is a true instrument of fate. It is a pity I don't know how to use it myself. But King Irovetti will pay me an obscene amount of money for it. Fortune enough for an eternity of endless debauchery. Not to mention the little bonus he'll give me from Jamandi's venture collapsing like a house of cards. Merely a trifle. Barely buys you a palace in Absalom. And then... Oh, Callistria. This stinkpot with a sword has started flapping her jaws again. Why can't she just shut up? Her manners are worse than a kobold. Be careful now, Tartuccio. Don't let anything slip out about Jamandi. This loudmouth gets stabbed tonight. The storyteller's voice grows louder and sharper. It's not like you're being kept prisoner. If you don't want to wait, you can always return to the mountains or whatever other place you crawled out of. I especially advise you to do so if you don't know who the Eldori's sword lords are. The dragon keeps quiet. Finally she speaks, her voice loud and demanding. How interesting. What happened next? Greybor tenses, ready to spring. He wastes no words. He's thinking. She's distracted. Attack. Now. Greybor, to battle. With a deadly silence more frightening than any battlecry, the dwarf drives his weapon deep into the dragon's side, just beneath the dragon's wing, where her scaled hide is weakest. The dragon lets out a deafening roar of pain. Through clenched teeth, Greybor gives a low chuckle. Sweet dreams. It's one way of doing it, I suppose.
Let's make this quick.
Cover me, all right?
Out of my sight!
Okay, let's do the right one. Exsanguinate.
Simply business.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Once I'm finished with you, I'll pay a visit to your pathetic town and burn it to the ground. Dresden will burn.
Attack!
I don't think so. Have a nice run, Waldriff.
I will see to your demise.
And Kugu. Let's exsanguinate again. Guessing everyone is going to be running around like headless chickens. Anti-fear spells, that would be protection from evil, I think. Nope. Well, another exsanguination. Don't let the dragon get off the ground. She'll set everything on fire.
I'll go ahead.
Are you guys quite done being scared witless now? I'll get back to you, storyteller. I need to go up there and make sure that she's actually dead.
I know the way.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Let's try this way.
There we go. Greybor looks with satisfaction at the surrounding carnage. That's a job well done. You can use her head to decorate her tent. You decorate your tent. I'm going back to Dresden. It's been a pleasure working with you. I think we should continue working together.
I'm ready to offer you my services. As you can guess, a full contract will be more expensive than a one-time job. I think 12,500 gold would be a fair price.
If you pay him 12,500, he will betray you. So I will pay him 25,000. Keep him around, even though I probably won't use him much. I think your services are worth more than that, so I'm willing to double the price.
It is always a great pleasure to work with a client who can tell a professional from an amateur. It's rare these days to find someone who appreciates high-quality work and is willing to pay for what it's worth. I think this is the beginning of a long and productive partnership.
Indeed. She has half of the pair. We can buy the other one if you want to from the vendor in Arsenal in Dresden. Knowledge Arcana 25, that shouldn't be a problem.
Completed.
Though this magic trap is now old and dysfunctional after centuries of disuse, it would once have irreversibly blinded any thief who gazed upon it. How about this thing? Ah, it's these.
I've failed. done.
This inscription once contained a spell of warning. When an intruder appeared, it would let out a chilling howl to raise the alarm. Fortunately, the enchantment has worn off with the passage of time, so your heirs have been spared. Traces of abrupt onslaught. Ooh. Aldrich, I have new bracers for you. What's your trickery at 29? No, this episode is at the limit. Within the pedestal, a faint purple glow emanates from a crystal-shaped hole. Its edges are chipped and cracked, suggesting that whatever it contained has been forcibly removed. Yeah, we can talk with the storyteller. He probably has plenty of stuff on his heart anyway. So we can talk with him in the next episode and then continue to go through this tower and loot whatever old things that may be lying around here. For now, thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to be seeing you all in the next episode. And just so I don't forget, questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below.